Hi folks, today I want to talk about the role of family, relationships and interaction in my cancer journey. So, as you may have, as I may have said before, back when I was diagnosed, I was starting to think about having children, having a family, settling down with my partner, and that all got put on hold by the devastating news that I was going to possibly die of a brain tumor. Um, but what I thought to myself was, if I keep living well and I keep just trying to love this life as best as I can, survive against all odds, do anything inside and outside of medical care to survive, then I may have a chance of reproducing, having family, and experiencing that joy. And obviously in 2017, we actually found out that we were going to have a baby, accidental conception, and we were scared out of our wits. We didn't really know what to do. We were just, it's either abortion because we don't want to ruin the child's life by not having a father if I was going to die. So that was one of the things we had to consider, was the best interest of the child that wasn't born yet. And ultimately, we both didn't like that idea. We didn't like the idea of taking a child's life away from it before it was even born. And also, it was actually very exciting to know that this was a possibility and it could happen, and that we had did it. We had done it. Sorry, and we were going to be parents. Rebecca and I, we just we embraced it. We said it is scary, but we got to live in the moment. We got to understand that this is something we both want, and we shouldn't be afraid to do it, even if I do die. At least we could tell our daughter or son that I died well. I lived my life well up to the point that I died, and I tried to be a good example for them and their future, which I'm still trying to be. I'm still trying to survive. I'm still going against the odds and just somehow breaking through the barriers of glioblastoma multiforme brain tumors, because surviving without any standard of care apart from the awake craniotomy I had, it's unheard of, really. It's very uncommon. I think in Thomas Seyfried's eyes, and his experience of having contact with lots of brain tumor patients, I am one of the longest known survivors of GBM4 with IDH1 mutant gene factoring into it. So it was very lucky, very fortunate, and yes, well, we've managed to have 2 children now, and that was quite a surprise. The second one as well. We were planning on it, but then it just kind of happened, and we conceived, and we didn't even know what gender he was going to be until he was born. Because when Luna was born, my first child, she came out, and I saw the umbilical cord, and I went, "Oh, it's a boy! Yes, it's a boy!" And then all of a sudden, the nurse says, "No, it's a girl. That's the umbilical cord," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm a fool." But it was just as wonderful, and just as it was truly wonderful. Just giving birth, and even though I didn't do any of the work, I helped, as most men do. But the idea that I've stuck to is that I want to constantly be there. I want to be every part of their life, every facet. I want them to learn their own mistakes. I want them to learn from my mistakes and maybe grow and evolve past me. So, children are our future. That's a very well-known saying, and it is very true, because what we do now and how we treat ourselves and others, they witness and they learn from. So I am learning currently to be a better father than my father was. My father is an absent father. He left when when I was 2 years old. And he still doesn't have much contact, even though I'm an adult and that I could be dying of brain cancer. He still chooses to be afraid of that connection. which is something I will never do to my children. I will never be afraid of the connection that we have, the love, the bond. You know, they are facets of me. They're born from me. So I've got to be the best role model I can be, and I will continue to do that even in death. I will set a good example right now to prove to them that there is good in this world and that they can do good.